Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe.
Welcome back, darlings. I'm TV host, entertainment journalist, Cognac, Wellerlane, and I am here with Diana Cochran, and this is about a very, very special foundation, Francesco's Foundation. It's a very sad story. It touched my heart, and this event, this evening tonight, here in the Hamptons, in Watermill, I decided to come because I wanted this lady to share her story. It's a very important story, and we need to know more about this. Diana, tell my audience why we are here today.
Yes, well, we decided to start Francesco's Foundation about 6 months after he passed away because we really want to help with prevention of bullying and, of course, suicide in teens. It's become a pandemic in America. And we have 3 arms to our charity, and I think all 3 of them are very important. One of them is safe storage of guns when there are minors in the house, and that's about education and also about, I personally have just come back from Washington from lobbying for Ethan's Law, which is a law that's been passed in Connecticut. And it did get passed in the House, but not the Senate, so it's being reintroduced. It's a common sense bipartisan law to help protect teens and children from unsecured guns in the home. 4.6 million children are living with unsecured guns, which is shocking.
That is shocking.
Yeah, it is shocking. And so that is one of our arms, which is super important. I had the honor of meeting Nancy Pelosi this week. We had a meeting with her, and hopefully she's going to do her best to push the law through so it will become federal. Our other arms are prevention of bullying in schools, and we're working with an education partner who's here with us now from the Yes Institute. That's a non-profit that's been working for 27 years in communities in Miami and New York and other states in America. So that's really to help prevent teenage bullying, and particularly those in the LGBTQ community who are at 4 times the risk of other children from taking their lives. And now
Is that what happened to your son?
Yes.
I was reading a little bit about it, that he went to school in the UK, and he was okay there, but when he came here, that's when all the trouble started in the school here.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. Can you tell us about the story about it?
Yes, so my son, Francesco, he was very gifted.
He was a violin player.
He played Carnegie Hall in the Lincoln Center. He was very bright, and he got into Winchester College in the UK, which is one of the top 20 high schools in the whole world. And it was quite a feat he got in there. And so the first day he was there, he had a roommate who also happened, Francesco was half Italian. His roommate happened to be Italian, and he's called Giovanni. And he told him that first day that he had 2 mums and that he was bisexual. And I asked Giovanni, what was, how was that taken at the school? He said, it was of no consequence. Nobody
cared.
No, nobody was interested. I mean, it was sort of interesting, but not really. You could say you were a tennis player or something else. It was that interesting. So unfortunately he had to return home for his last year of studying because of the pandemic. The level of work at Winchester, it was ridiculous, and he was having to get up at 3 a.m. one term to do remote learning in England, and that's tough for a 16-year-old.
Of course.
Yeah. So anyway, he came back here, and he left the school in Winchester in July and came back and returned to his home and to the Stony Brook Prep School, which is Mid-Island, in September. And in October, one night, he took his life on Little Plains Beach in Southampton with an unsecured shotgun. And we found out later he'd been bullied for 2 weeks prior to that for his sexuality. I mean, so he had been very confident about telling all his friends in England, but although he was very popular at the school at Stony Brook, there were a couple of kids who were not so welcoming.
What a horror.
Yeah, and anyway, one night he could take no more of it. And our other arm is internet safety. Internet safety is really it's terrible at the moment to see the sites that kids are on.
Was your son very active on social media?
Well, he was on gaming sites more, and most parents don't realize that this particular site, Discord, has another side to it, which is the dark side of the internet, where basically they're encouraging kids to self-harm, and suicide ideation is quite common, and parents have no idea that their kids are speaking to complete strangers who are encouraging them to self-harm and all sorts of things. So that's our other pillar, and we're working towards helping kids.
You knew nothing about what was happening to your son? You didn't know anything about it?
No, I did know that he was he loved video games. He was very fortunate. He was able to be a straight A student and play a lot of video games. But I didn't know, most of the parents I speak to don't actually know that there is this other side of the gaming site Discord, where kids are meeting complete strangers.
Internet can be a very evil place. Very evil.
Yeah. Well, in this case, I'm working towards internet reform and hoping to work with that in the same way I'm working with gun reform. And I just, I want to save kids' lives and know that my son did not die
in vain.
Yeah. And
You must have been truly heartbroken when this happened to your son. Were you like in shock?
Well, my life's never going to be the same. It's never ever going to be the same. It's like a living hell. I can't even describe it. Every day when I wake up in the morning, my life, I just think, how am I going to get through the day? And then when I go to bed at night, I have the same awful thoughts going through my head. And he was a perfect child. He was like a dream child. There was no indication there was anything wrong with him.
He was very special. He was a very special boy.
Yeah, he was. Well, of course, he was very special to me, and he was very special to many people. I mean, he really was a special kid.
God bless you for doing this. God bless you. You're a brave, brave woman. I came here because when I read the story, it really touched my heart. And I'm Italian, like your son, and I came because I wanted to bring my support and give my support for this event, for you, for this charity, and that by you doing what you're doing tonight is a wonderful, wonderful thing for you, for your son, and for the whole world. That we need to make people be more aware of what's going on in the home with our children. Don't stop. Keep working on this. She's wonderful. She's going to help you a lot. You're going to see. She's going to help you a lot.
Yeah, she has been incredible. Yeah, she's been amazing about getting the word out there. And for our big event on September 16th.
Tell us about that event.
Well, it's going to be at East Hampton Point at CC's restaurant. It's probably one of the most beautiful locations in the Hamptons. And actually, it was Francesco and I spent 3 months there together on a boat one summer, and I have lovely memories with him because all my memories with my son were fantastic. I didn't have one bad time with him.
He's a good boy.
Yeah, he was an amazing child. I mean, I couldn't have hoped for a better child.
Do you have any other children?
I do. I have an older son, Jamie, who went to Princeton and now works in New York City. He has not done well. Unfortunately, he's not here tonight. He's he's really, really unable to talk about it. It's been very difficult for him. He has his 2 little children now.
He has kids himself.
Yeah, and he works in finance in the city, and he's having a very hard time. So it's really devastated all Francesco's friends. Giovanni has had a mental breakdown. He couldn't go back to school. Francesco's first girlfriend dropped out of college. His only boyfriend went into the depths of despair. It's just the effect that a child suicide has on people is just catastrophic.
And people that do this bullying, they should be accountable too. They should do something to these people that do this bullying. That's like a crime in itself. I think that's like a crime in itself.
Well, I agree with you. And the thing is that the Stony Brook Prep School would not do an investigation, even though we had names to give them. They wouldn't do anything, and the kids have just shut down. And his friends at Winchester have been extremely open about Francesco. And I mean, they all said he would be the last child they would ever expect to do this.
Do you know who the people are that were bullying your son?
I do have an idea. I can't say, but I have an idea who they are, and I hope at one point that they will be held accountable. Not legally, unfortunately, in some countries in Europe.
I believe in karma.
Yeah.
I believe in karma. Trust me, they will have to answer to God someday. They will.
Yeah, well, I do hope my son gets justice, but I also hope that we save other lives through our foundation.
Absolutely, absolutely. Tell my audience, where can we go to find out more information? What is the website?
Oh, it's Francesco'sFoundation.org. And yeah, it's on the internet, and you can get tickets for the event, which will be, I know it's a very serious subject, but our event will be a fun event because that's what Francesco would have wanted.
Hey everybody, it's Matt Lanter from 90210. Bullying is never right, okay? And it's not cool. Using the internet to bully someone is called cyberbullying. And sadly, this is becoming a huge problem in today's schools. The consequences for bullying can be disastrous, both for the victims and the perpetrators. Check out this example of what happened at this school.
Is that fat pig slut talking to your boyfriend?
No way. I hate that bitch.
That fat pig Jenna is done.
Hate her. Did you see her flying her fat ass around Matt? What a slut. No more Jenna after what we have planned for her.
Can you get her email and cell phone number?
Sure can, and I'll get the websites she visits.
I'll get her lame friends' emails and cells.
Wait till everyone sees this fat pig picture of Jen I just found on the internet.
I love you two. Here comes the pig. It's ginormous Jen.
You gotta get a picture.
Look how big she is. That slut. Wow. I gotta get the photo. Whoa!
You don't have to worry about Matt and the fat slut anymore.
Can you believe that pig going home because she can't handle being called fat?
Well, look, she should look in the mirror.
I love this one. FPS. Fat pig slut.
Jenna, no one loves you. Especially Matt.
We literally can do this all year.
Jenna, no one loves you. Especially Matt.
That slut.
see the game yesterday?
Yes.
You did?
I was trying to watch it too, but...
Oh, did you see what someone wrote on her wall last night? No. Wow, it's gone viral.
Yeah, did you hear about that new website, hatersofjenna.com?
Attention students, this is Principal Rivard. I regret to inform you that the family of Jenna Long has told us that last night Jenna committed suicide. We would like everyone to take a moment of silence to remember Jenna. We will miss her. Anyone who needs counseling, please come to the office. And you should know, the school is cooperating with the family and authorities in determining what may have led to this tragedy.
Brittany, Shayna, Tanya.
Come with us, ladies, please. Now, ladies.
Does anybody want to talk about it?
If you're bullying someone, stop it now. If you're being bullied, reach out to an adult that you know and trust. There's a lot of ways to get the help and support that you need. Thank you.
Hey, would you mind pulling up the notes from last night? Oh, do you have a kid?
No, that's just a stock photo. I haven't switched out my background. Do you know how to do that? How to, change the background screen? Yeah. Maybe you can email me the instructions, because, I need to update it. Okay, I can do that. Cool, I'll send you the stuff.
Oh, hey guys, do you want to go do something later? We can hang out and do something fun?
Sorry, I've got plans.
Sorry, Lauren. Okay, well, it's time to go back to work, so we should probably get back to it.
Yeah.
This is yours? No, I found it, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this to the Lost and Found, and I'll catch up with you at work. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Hi. How are you doing, Lauren?
Good.
Good to see you. Tell me what brings you in today.
I've just been feeling really tired all of the time.
Okay.
Like it's hard to get out of bed sometimes and just like not myself, I guess.
How long has that been going on?
About like 3 weeks.
About 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything been going on in your life? Any kind of additional stress?
School's been kind of hard lately. My parents and I aren't really getting along very much, and my girlfriend broke up with me a few days ago.
Do you think you might be depressed?
No, that doesn't sound like me.
I really appreciate it.
Definitely. You have a kid? And have you ever thought about hurting yourself?
No, that's
No, I would never. That doesn't sound like me.
And then as far as school, I mean, what's going on? You're showing up to classes?
I'm late a lot of the time. I just like to stay in bed, I guess.
All right.
It's hard to get out of bed.
Now, I know you were on the swim team. How's that going?
Oh, I quit.
What brought that on?
I just didn't really feel like it anymore. It wasn't fun anymore.
You know, Lauren, what we talk about here is confidential, unless you have feelings that you're going to hurt yourself or others. But I do have to ask you maybe some hard questions. Have you ever felt like it would be easier if you weren't here? Lauren, have you ever thought about hurting yourself?
I guess I've had those thoughts before.
Okay. Have you ever thought about how you would do it?
No, I haven't gotten to that part yet.
Well, we do have a lot of resources for you on here. We have staff that can help you with counseling. And if, you know, it's late at night and the office isn't open and you're not able to call us, we do have hotlines out there for you that can offer you assistance.
1 in 5 teens suffers from clinical depression. 4 out of 5 attempted suicides by teens show clear warning signs.
As providers, we want to know you.
We want to know if you're struggling, if you have thoughts of depression or thoughts of suicide.
We want you to know there's hope and things can improve.
My son was successful and had friends, but during his junior year, he started to withdraw from everything. He eventually attempted suicide. We were shocked.
Our daughter came to us very upset and anxious. She said she had no future and she wanted to die. We were able to talk it through that day, and she was okay.
My niece struggled with depression, and in her freshman year, she lost 25 pounds in a month. She got some help, and we later learned she had been thinking of suicide. I'm so glad they helped her.
After a suicide on his team, my son was confused, sad, and angry, but he didn't want to talk about it. When we did talk about it, he admitted that the whole team was struggling. I'm happy we were able to be there.
These are the voices of people who have been impacted by suicidal thoughts or behaviors in a young person in their lives. Suicide is the second leading cause of death for young people between 10 and 24. It is one of the most challenging and frightening topics to talk about for a family. It's also more important to talk about than anything else. Keep a few important things in mind. Suicidal thoughts are common. If a young person experiences suicidal thoughts, he or she can feel scared and too ashamed to talk about them. While thoughts are always a concern and can be warning signs, suicidal behavior is far more dangerous. When young people find out that suicidal thoughts are common, they often feel relieved to know that they aren't alone and they aren't going crazy. Suicidal thoughts are usually temporary. Most people with thoughts of suicide only experience them for a short time before they pass. Even if they return, young people can learn to cope with temporary distress and manage their thoughts and discomfort. When youth can cope with and manage bad news, bad moods, difficult social interactions, or simply the awkward task of growing up, they tend to think of suicide far less frequently. It's okay to talk about suicide. Asking a young person, "Are you thinking of killing yourself?" with a calm, confident tone sends a very important message. It conveys that it's okay to talk about anything. It can provide hope and relief to a young person who is feeling hopeless. Treatment works. Youth can experience relief and a reduced risk of suicidal thoughts and behaviors. Sometimes the thoughts and behaviors are temporary, and creating a safety or crisis response plan has been shown to be effective during a hard time. If the thoughts continue or get worse, evidence-based treatments to prevent suicide are reliable ways to address the most dangerous conditions. Resources are available. From immediate crisis services to long-term treatment, youth and families can find many different helpful resources. Counselors and medical providers are able to help treat those who struggle with thoughts of suicide. Community and school prevention programs offer education and support to families. Emergency rooms, 911 operators, and first responders are well trained in crisis management. And there are many 24-hour crisis lines available to help young people experiencing suicidal thoughts or families in need of help. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is available by phone, text, chat, Facebook, and Twitter, among others. Youth who struggle with suicidal thoughts or behavior can feel scared, sad, and ashamed. Families will be concerned and want to help. Starting the conversation is the most important first step. Families should know that they have the power to change things for the young people they love. Sometimes that all-important question and the help that can come from it can save a young life.
Absolutely, absolutely. God bless you. You are a brave woman, and we're gonna make this right. We're gonna make this right.
Thank you. Appreciate it very much. Thank you.
And we will be back in a moment, darlings, with more interviews right here at Cognac's Corner Magazine. Keep watching. Pink champagne kisses.
Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. Well, now it's time for the Cognac show. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm a bubbly blonde, fabulously dressed to impress. One of a kind girl. I was brought into this world wrapped up in pearls. I love to mingle, though my husband reminds me I'm not single. I meet and greet both the famous and the elite. I ride in limousines, drinking the finest champagne, wearing furs, dazzling diamond jewelry. A girl can't complain. I live the upscale life, dining in the finest restaurants, eating the best caviar for free. And no matter how much I enjoy cognac, ooh, ooh. I said cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. It's been a Crybaby Productions, darlings.